Number 1. Sleeping this way prevents wrinkles. To prevent gravitational folds, elastic creases or crow's feet, sleep face up. Studies show sleeping on your stomach or side puts repeated pressure on your facial muscles, which leads to the breakdown of collagen. Bingo, wrinkles. Number 2. Falling asleep should take you 10 to 20 minutes. Experts say you should be cruising to dreamland within 10 to 20 minutes of your head hitting the pillow. If you fall asleep within 5 minutes, you're sleep deprived. If it takes more than 15 minutes, you could be suffering from insomnia. Number 3. Jerking awake is a real condition. Ever had that uncomfortable feeling when you're half asleep and suddenly you jolt awake? It's called a hypnagogic jerk, a harmless involuntary contraction of muscles. It could be accompanied by a sensation of falling. That certainly makes it uncomfortable, but it's a normal phenomenon. 70% of people have experienced at least one, and an unlucky 10% have it daily. Number 4. Sleeping this way improves orgasm. A study done at the University of Groningen in the Netherlands found that sleeping with your socks on can make it easier to reach orgasm. Researchers found that only 50% of female participants were able to have an orgasm after being given socks to wear. 80% did. The socks created feelings of comfort and calmed the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, the areas of the brain responsible for anxiety and fear, said study author Gert Holstege, MD, PhD. Number 5. Sleep cleans out your brain. During sleep, the body heals and recharges itself, particularly the brain, which flushes away toxins to prevent the buildup of plaques. Researchers believe this process lowers the risk of Alzheimer's and improves memory. A study published in the Journal of Neuroscience found that people who were taught specific finger movements, like hitting piano keys, were better able to recall them after 12 hours of rest. When you're asleep, it seems as though you are shifting memory to more efficient storage regions within the brain, said study author Matthew Walker, PhD, of the BIDMC Sleep and Neuroimaging Laboratory. Number 6. Tiredness peaks 2 times a day. The after-lunch slump is no myth, so you can stop guilting yourself about going crazy at the pizza buffet. Although you probably should step away from the pizza buffet, scientists have determined that tiredness peaks at 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. Human beings are biphasic, physically designed for 2 sleeps a day, with 2 major bodily rhythms, homeostatic sleep drive and circadian arousal, which pull us in different directions in terms of staying awake or sleeping, but they fascinatingly align in the middle of the day to create a nap zone, said Dr. Fiona Kerr, a neuroscientist at the University of Adelaide. Number 7. Being awake for this long is the same as being drunk. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, being awake for 18 hours is the same as having a blood alcohol level of 0.05%. The legal limit in most states is 0.08%. Number 8. The perfect nap lasts this long. On a scale of 1 to 10, the ideal nap is a 26 minutes long, that is. For years, experts advised that a short snooze of 20 to 30 minutes was optimal. Researchers at NASA recently pinpointed the ideal length, finding that pilots who slept in the cockpit for 26 minutes showed alertness improvement of up to 54% and job performance improvement by 34%, compared to pilots who didn't nap. Napping leads to improvements in mood, alertness and performance such as reaction time, attention, and memory, said Kimberly Coate, Ph.D., Professor of Psychology and Neuroscience at Brock University. Longer naps will allow you to enter deeper sleep, which will contribute to the grogginess, also called sleep inertia, experienced upon awakening and disrupt nighttime sleep. Number 9. Being unable to get out of bed in the morning is a medical condition. If you're finding it especially difficult to part with your pillow in the morning, you could have a condition called dysania. According to the Cleveland Clinic, it can be caused by a nutritional deficiency, depression or other issues. Number 10. You don't need less of it as you get older. Having trouble sleeping becomes increasingly common with age, but don't take it lying down, or pacing the floor. According to the National Sleep Foundation, adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night for optimum health. In older adults, insomnia isn't nature's way of telling us we need less sleep. It's often due to some other medical condition or discomfort that can be treated. Number 11. Poor sleep can make you fat. Carrying around extra poundage? Poor sleep may be to blame. During sleep, our bodies release a hormone called leptin, which tells us we're full. At the same time, a hormone called ghrelin, aka the hunger hormone, is reduced. When we are sleep deprived, those hormones go out of whack, leptin declines and ghrelin rises, which can lead to overeating. Number 12. Oversleeping raises risk of this disease. Hate to break it to you, but you can, in fact, sleep too much. Multiple studies show that regularly getting more than 9 hours of sleep increases your risk of dementia. Research published in the journal Neurology found that risk to be nearly double. Number 13. If you want to get more sleep, move to this country. In France, people sleep an average of 8.83 hours each day, the most in the developed world. Maybe it's all the cheese, which is packed with sleep-inducing tryptophan. Number 14. Snoring increases your risk of heart disease. Do you snore? Do you have to listen to it? You're not alone. 37 million Americans are affected by snoring on a regular basis, the National Sleep Foundation says. Your penchant for sawing logs could be the sign of a serious condition called sleep apnea, a breathing disorder that raises the risk of cardiovascular disease. Number 15. Sleeping with a pet might worsen your sleep. According to a study by the Mayo Clinic Sleep Disorders Center, 53% of people who sleep with their pets have disturbed rest and abnormal sleep patterns, either because of the pet's movement or the space they occupy in bed. Number 16. You might have social jet lag. Here's another reason to feel better about canceling those plans and staying in with Netflix. Social jet lag is what researchers call the pretty common phenomenon of going to bed later and sleeping in more on the weekends, and it's been connected to some scary health effects. According to a study conducted by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, each hour of social jet lag correlates to an 11% increased risk of heart disease. Number 17. These many people dream in black and white. According to the Cleveland Clinic, today 75% of people report dreaming in color, while 12% of people report dreaming in black and white. Why? Here's a hint. Before the advent of color TV, only 15% of us dreamed in color. Number 18. You spend about 75% of the night in NREM sleep. Experts say we spend about 3/4 of each night in NREM, non-rapid eye movement, sleep. That's dreamless sleep, a lighter stage of sleep that increases as we age. Scientists aren't sure why. They do know that the remainder of our sleep, REM sleep, is when dreaming occurs. Number 19. This type of dream could be a sign of dementia. Frequent violent nightmares could be a sign of RBD, REM sleep behavior disorder, which has been associated to neurological conditions. Researchers have found that 80% of RBD patients go on to develop neurological conditions such as Parkinson's disease and dementia. For some reason, the cells in the REM sleep area are the first to be sickened, and then the neurodegenerative disease spreads up into the brain and affects the other areas that cause disorders like Parkinson's disease, said John Peever, Ph.D., a neuroscientist at the University of Toronto who led the research. REM behavior disorder is, in fact, the best-known predictor of the onset of Parkinson's disease. Number 20. Losing sleep lowers your pain threshold. People who have insomnia and other sleep problems seem to have an increased sensitivity to pain, according to a study published in the journal Pain. In January, researchers at the University of California, Berkeley affirmed that research and published a possible explanation in the Journal of Neuroscience. Losing sleep seems to reduce dopamine in an area of the brain dedicated to pain response. Sleep loss not only amplifies the pain-sensing regions in the brain, but blocks the natural analgesia centers, too, said study senior author Matthew Walker, a UC Berkeley professor of neuroscience and psychology.